Hey, Rose here with another online dating tip for you. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are talking about long distance relationships.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire.
So, long distance relationship is quite challenging, and I feel like a long distance relationship is not for everyone, okay? It takes special kinds of people to be in a long distance relationship because, first of all, a long distance relationship requires commitment, you know? It requires a lot of trust and it requires a lot of communication, okay? Like constant communication. And it's very easy for things to be misunderstood when you're in a long distance relationship because first of all, there's a lot of frustration, okay? You're so frustrated most of the time because you're going through something and maybe you need a hug, you feel like, you know, if my boyfriend was living just, you know, somewhere where I could just swing by and see him, like it's just a lot of frustrations. Okay, so you need this is not to say that it cannot work. Obviously, we have seen success stories that have come out of long distance relationships, especially when it comes to online dating. A lot of people meet online and then they are in a long distance relationship for a period of time before they can actually be together. Now, unfortunately, there are a lot of people who go into long distance relationships knowing very well they cannot withstand the pressure that comes with long distance relationship. Okay, so you find somebody is like, yeah, I'm gonna get on a dating app, I'm gonna find this guy from America, and then I'm gonna be in a long distance relationship with him. So they go into this long distance relationship and they claim to be committed, but actually they are not committed. We've seen cases where somebody has a boyfriend or even a fiance in America, and yet they have somebody else in their local area. Like as soon as the American has been taken to the airport, somebody else is already in the house. So this is first of all, this is not fair, especially if the other person is actually like really 100% committed and then you're doing this. It's not fair. So for me, I feel like first of all, you need to examine yourself. Are you able to withstand the challenges that come with long distance relationships? Like, can you go for long periods of time without physical contact? Okay, and another thing is, are you trustworthy? Are you patient? Because it takes a lot of patience. And another thing is, if somebody keeps asking you questions like, oh, babe, what are you up to today? What are you doing now? What are you doing now? This is something that happens a lot in long distance relationship. And I feel like in many cases, it's not because that person is a red flag. But it is because you guys, like, this distance is just keeping you apart and you miss each other and you're frustrated. So I feel like rather than you waiting for him to ask you what you're doing today or what your plans are for the day, I feel like you should just, just give that information willingly. That way you avoid a lot of questions. For me, I don't do very well with questions. So if you're that type of person who doesn't like being questioned all the time, just submit the information. Like in the morning, just draft a text or a voice note or however you guys use to communicate and say, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing today. And then during the day, you can keep sending short texts saying, oh yeah, and then I was able to accomplish this and now this is what I'm doing. Like constant communication is very important in a long distance relationship. I also feel like when you're in a long distance relationship, and we're gonna cover this topic in a different video, I feel it's very important for you guys to actually have things, virtual activities, fun activities that you can do together, you know, to keep, to sort of like to make it look like you're doing, to make it feel like you're doing things together, even though you're far away from each other. We're gonna cover that. But I feel like being in a long distance relationship requires a lot of commitment, as I said. And if a long distance relationship is not your thing, like if you're like, I don't think I can do it, then don't do it. Okay. I also want to say I think it's completely normal to, when you find out you're not able, like you could go into a long distance relationship thinking you can do it, and then maybe somewhere in the middle you're like, I cannot do this. I think it will be better for you to actually admit, first of all, to yourself, and then admit to the other person, because it's not fair that you'll be doing your own thing here, and then maybe he's also doing his own thing there. Like, you guys, you're not in this, you're just pretending, but you're not. Because if you're in a relationship, you're in a relationship. If you're not, then you're not. Okay? So maybe you could just, if you think you cannot do a long distance relationship, maybe you can just try to hook up with people who are within your country, people who you can meet like in a short period of time, rather than, like, let's say you're in Kenya and you're looking for somebody in Canada. It's gonna take a long time for that person to actually come and see you. But even if he's in a position to come and see you quickly, it's gonna take a lot of time before you guys can actually be together, because we know the visa processes and all the processes that you guys have to go through. All those things take time. So long distance is not for everybody. Yes, it can work. Okay, we've seen success stories born out of long distance relationships. It can work, but it takes a lot of work. Okay, it takes a lot of work. Small fights erupt from nowhere because of misunderstanding and also because of frustrations. So I think if you're not ready to deal with long distance relationship, then maybe you should be searching for people within your area. That's my opinion. But if you feel you can really do it, you can be committed, you can be trusted, you can be faithful, you can wait until you're able to reunite with your person, then go for it and good luck. And I know it's not easy, but it's doable. And as I said, we have seen a lot of success stories from long distance relationships. Okay? Thank you for coming to my YouTube channel today. Please consider subscribing if you like this kind of content. Please consider giving this video a big thumbs up. And please leave your comments down below. What do you think about long distance relationship? Do you think long distance relationships are genuine, or do you think that when people are apart are doing their own separate thing, and then it's only when they come together, then that's when they're like, oh yes, we are in a relationship? Because I saw a video, somebody made a very unique, I don't know whether I want to say weird or unique comment, where they said, well, they were actually closing the distance, and then this person said, now I am officially married. And I was like, so this whole time you were not married? Because this couple had been married and they were going through the visa, the spousal visa process and everything, and now they had actually closed the distance. She had gotten the spousal visa, and they were now together. And then they're like, somebody say, oh, now I'm officially married. So that left me, I don't know if I was overthinking. I don't know what you think about that. Like when somebody, you have been married maybe for a whole year while you're waiting for this visa process, and especially these people who are marrying Americans. I have mad respect for you guys, for you ladies and gentlemen who are married to Americans, because the visa process, the American spousal visa process is so long. Even the K1, the fiance visa, it's so long, and you stay married for like 2 years, 3 years, but you have not lived together as husband and wife. So I'm thinking, for somebody to say, now I'm officially married, let's say you've been married for 3 years while you're waiting for your spousal visa. You've been married for 3 years, so now you finally got your spousal visa, and you guys are now joining you're coming together now to start living together as husband and wife, and then now you're like, now I am officially married. That can be translated into into anything, but I just hope they didn't mean anything by it. I think maybe they meant now we can officially live as husband and wife, okay, because this whole time you're married but you're living separately. So maybe what they meant is that now we can actually live as husband and wife officially. Please tell me what you think in the comment section. I would like to read your comments. Thank you so much, and I shall see you on my next one. Bye bye.